In my 35 years as a global HR executive, I sat in the rooms where promotion decisions were made. I watched some smart, high-performing professionals get passed over every single year. When the door closed, the feedback was always the same. They're great at the job, but they don't have the gravity. They don't look like a leader. I call this the invisible expert trap. Let me tell you about David, a composite of dozens of managers I've seen fall into this. David was a workhorse. He was brilliant. But in meetings, he was not able to make an impression. On Zoom, he was talked over. He was paying an invisibility tax. High effort, low credit. Let us understand exactly where David was going wrong. He thought his results would speak for him. But leadership isn't an aura. It's a set of mechanical signals. David was sending appeaser signals when he should have been sending commander signals. Let's look at the strategies to fix this. Phase 1 is the body. Most professionals I've coached unconsciously use the appeaser posture. They tilt their head at about 15 degrees, signaling submission rather than strategy. To fix this, you must keep your head level, chin parallel to the floor, and align with the first step of what I call the Executive Triad: the head, the eyes, and the hands. Next, let us work on the eyes. Use the power gaze. Instead of looking at someone's mouth, focus on the triangle between their eyes and the center of their forehead. This signals analysis, not socialization. Now, look at your framing. If you're remote, push your chair back. You need to frame yourself so your chest and ribs are visible, not just a floating head. Finally, the hands. Form the steeple by touching your fingertips together. It's the universal signal of intellectual confidence. When you move, keep your palms down as if you are smoothing a table. Remember, palms up is begging for approval, palms down is taking command. When you're on Zoom, lift those hands into the frame. Seeing hands creates a 3D presence that demands attention. Phase 2 is mastering command tonality. David struggled with what I call uptalk, a verbal habit that functions like a staircase where you are constantly climbing but never reaching a solid landing. In senior leadership rooms, when your vocal pitch rises at the end of a sentence, the listener's brain interprets it as a question. You sound like you are asking for permission to be right. To reclaim your authority, you must execute the downward inflection. The pitch must drop on the final word of your directive. To make this stick in a remote setting, state your point, drop your pitch, and then immediately hit the mute button. This creates a state of digital silence. By using this power of the pause, you create a hard stop that forces the room to process your conviction. I watched David do this in a high-stakes pivot meeting. The silence was heavy, but no one talked over him. John didn't challenge the data. He simply filled the gap with agreement. Phase 3 is the state anchor. If you can't influence your own neurology, you cannot influence a room. Before the high-stakes meeting, David stood tall, physically expanding his posture to lower his cortisol. I taught him to use a physical trigger, squeezing his left thumb to load a memory of a past victory. This is a neurology hack. By firing that anchor, he flooded his system with confidence. He didn't just join the meeting, he arrived. The result? The invisibility tax was repealed. We watched David cross the bridge from being a best-kept secret to a recognized executive leader. He didn't just get the credit, he got the promotion because he finally occupied the quadrant where high technical skill meets high executive presence. Most people wait for permission to lead, but after 35 years in the corporate world, I can tell you, leadership is taken, not given, and it starts with the signals you send. If you're ready to stop being the invisible expert and start navigating the behavioral mechanics of the executive suite, hit that subscribe button. We dissect the unspoken rules of the corporate world every week and teach you the skills you need to finally secure the seat you've earned.